for Season 2 of Netflix's The Witcher is coming to a close this month. And, you know, the month is almost over. So this video, I want to talk about a particular bit of filming that has me super excited. Oh no, you clicked on a video where I'm talking about leaks and spoilers for Season 2 of Netflix's The Witcher. That means if you don't want spoilers for Season 2, also if you find elderly people with a bit of dementia and who are also annoying, not fun to watch, you should probably click off this video. For realsies, I don't want to spoil Season 2 for you. Okay, you gonna stay? Alright, that means you want spoilers. Dear merciful God in heaven, we are getting the Wild Hunt for Season 2 of The Witcher. There is a little bit of bad to that, but I want to start with the positive before I tear it down. So if you don't know what the Wild Hunt is, they are from a different world. They ride sick black horses, they have skeletal looking armor, and they come from their world to new worlds to gather slaves to bring back to their world. And by world, I do mean different realities. I don't mean like, oh, they're from across the sea, from the continent. No. Now, on the continent, which is the main place that the Witcher series takes place, they think that they are actually undead specters that fly across the sky on their undead horses, and they're an omen of war. So the people of the continent don't really know their true nature. You don't find that out till a bit later in the books. Speaking of the books, the first time we see them is in A Time of Contempt, and there's also an entire Witcher game, which I guess is called The Wild Hunt. I haven't played the video games yet because, going back to what I said earlier, I'm elderly and I have a dementia-riddled brain, and video games sometimes are very difficult for me at this point. So honestly, if you've played The Wild Hunt and you have more to interject here, I'm going by the books. You obviously have more experience with them, but also since the show is going off primarily the books, I don't know how much the video games actually will tie into the show, to be honest. So even if you have played The Wild Hunt, it might be that, you know? Sorry. Okay, so we got leaks that they are actually filming The Wild Hunt for Season 2, and since it's at the very end of filming, it's probably not going to be a lot, and now I'm going to, through the power of Adobe Premiere, move myself to the side and show you the leaked images of filming for The Wild Hunt, and you can just see how absolutely majestic they are. I know there's been a lot of complaints about armor in The Witcher Season 1, especially Nilfgaard armor. A lot of people weren't happy. By the way, if you're not happy with it, they are going to have that same garbage bag armor in Season 2 for a little bit, but then they will start to upgrade. So don't feel like, oh no, we're getting the same shit for Season 2. They're definitely going to upgrade. But you can't shit on the Wild Hunt armor because this is so majestic. If you do have some complaints and you shit on the armor, I just want you to know that you're kind of a mean person, and you're wrong. Alright, you're wrong. That armor is fucking epic. Now, I don't want to be racist towards horses, I am only racist towards puppets, but not all the horses are black, so that's a bit of a letdown. How dare you deviate from what I want and how I imagine the Wild Hunt looking in the show. So, shame on you, Lauren Hissrich. Shame on you. For those of you that are perhaps a little less aware of human communication, that was me kidding around, whether you find it funny or not. I don't actually think shows should cater to me. I know some people hear someone say something like that and it just sets them off. It's gonna be okay. Now here's where things get a bit not okay. So I am excited about the Wild Hunt being in the live action Netflix The Witcher. I just gotta keep saying the whole fucking thing. Sorry. I'm excited about that. I'm just not excited about it being in Season 2 because I think that's way too soon. We know that the show is going off book canon, not video game canon, and that means we're getting all the way into A Time of Contempt, and That's so much to get through. So for an example, or to help better illustrate what I'm saying, if they're going by book canon, this is what they're all going to shove into season 2, and what we know so far they're shoving into it. 1. Geralt and Ciri end up traveling to Geralt's old Witcher school, so Kaer Morhen, they show up there, the Witchers end up training Ciri. We also know that they're adding in some extra fluff bullshit that's not in the book, such as a Witcher dying, which I've already bitched about in a separate video. I don't need to complain about it again. Not Triss ends up showing up there and training Ciri, and eventually she's like, hey, we need to get someone better than me to train Ciri because I can't handle this. So Ciri ends up going to the Temple of Melitele, or the Temple of Melitele. I really don't give a shit how you say it. And there she ends up being trained by Yennefer. Yennefer and her stay there for a while, then they end up traveling to Gorsvelin, and at one point Ciri ends up running away from Yennefer, and that's when the Wild Hunt senses her and goes after Ciri, and luckily Yennefer and Geralt are able to protect her from them, and they can sense her elder blood, and that's what they're attracted to. So I was already pretty upset that we weren't spending more time at Geralt's Witcher school and that we were already jumping to the Temple of Melitele, but I sort of just, okay, that's fine if that's basically all we're getting, but if we're then going to add in them leaving the Temple of Melitele and the Wild Hunt happening, I don't know. And we have Geralt going to Oxenford, and it's too much for season 2. They're cramming way too much shit, and I don't think it's necessary. So kind of what my hope is they're not actually using the first appearance from the books. They're actually going to do just a little cameo with the Wild Hunt, maybe something that pops up at the end of the season as a, ooh, who are these guys? And to get people's tongues wagging, and then, you know, all these videos and forum posts and all that stuff. I'm hoping it's not actually because we get to that point in the plot line of the books. What does give me hope about that is the fact that they are at the very, very end of filming for season 2. They're only doing this for a few days, so it doesn't seem like it's going to have a big point in the show. I'm really hoping it doesn't. Now I think it would be really cool if we actually got nightmares or visions of Ciri seeing the Wild Hunt, though they don't have the normal effects that they use during filming for when we're having a flashback or one of Ciri's visions, so probably not, but maybe in post, just because the location, I mean, at this point it's just guessing based off of, you know, leaked images of filming that people shouldn't be seeing. So at the end of the day, I'm so excited to see the Wild Hunt, and I think they look so epic, and if you look at their weapons, they just look so crazy, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to see them. I just don't hope we're seeing them because they're rushing along the storyline, and they're just gonna jam too much shit in season 2 and make it like season 1, where it was all over the place and very confusing for people that were not readers of the books or had played the video games and just we're so upset. But honestly, I love The Witcher so much. Lauren Hissrich could just show Geralt taking baths for the entire season 2, and I'd be like, hey, alright, good job, Lauren. Keep up the good work. Maybe get in some Yennefer bath scenes too, and I think we'll be all set. So anyways, I'm gonna stop being a pervert. Like, subscribe, come back for more sci-fi fantasy videos, and I cannot wait for the end of this year to see The Witcher Season 2. Wow, the last quarter of the year.